There are many types of stress around, but one of the biggest types of stress that people face is a financial stress or money stress. And that's basically because of people not being able to pay their bills or worrying about where their next check is going to come from. It may be living paycheck to paycheck, or maybe it's a situation where there's loans, credit card loans, student debts, car loans that are just overwhelming. Being financially stressed leads to things like having money fights in marriages or not being able to sleep, even leading down to physical and emotional and even mental types of challenges and sicknesses because of dealing with or not being able to deal with money. I'm Kylie McKinney, owner and founder of True Prosperity Financial Coaching, where I empower people with financial challenges to handle and win with money. People doing well financially, I help to strengthen and sustain their financial status. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and thank you for joining me on this important topic on dealing with financial stress. And the way we deal with financial stress is getting a grip on our money. Well, how does that happen? How does one get a grip on money? Well, it's through a thing that we call a budget. Yes, that's right. Living on a budget is so important. And living on a budget is where you're giving every one of your dollars a job. In other words, instead of wondering where your money went, you're telling it where to go. And when you live on a budget, you are back in control of your finances. In other words, money is not happening to you, but rather you are happening to money. And the budget that I want to emphasize is one that's called a zero-based budget. A zero-based budget, where basically your income minus your expenses equals zero. That does not mean that you have a zero balance in the bank. All that simply means is that all the income coming in, you have an assignment to, and you're giving a job to where you know where it's going. And this is a budget that needs to be done every month. Some people, they think that once they do a budget that is just one and done deal, but a budget needs to be done every month before the month begins so that you can be assured that you're giving every one of your dollars a job. Most people think that, oh, if I do a budget, it's very restrictive. I can't do this. I can't go here. I can't have that. And that's the farthest thing from the truth. A budget does not restrict you. A budget actually frees you on how to spend your money the way you want to spend it. So if you want to budget for a tuna fish sandwich, you budget for a tuna fish sandwich. If you want to budget for filet mignon, you can budget for filet mignon. It's you simply giving every one of your dollars a job. Now, when you're doing a budget, most people, they give up or they get frustrated because they just don't seem to get it right, or they may have problems, or maybe they may have missed something along the way. Well, let me just encourage you that when you're doing a budget, it normally takes 90 days or 3 months to get it right. Why? Because you are going to miss something. You may miss a particular bill that you didn't think about, or you may, miss a certain type of category that you forgot to put in. So give yourself some grace as you're doing the budget. But remember, a budget is the foundation. Before we can get out of debt, before we can save, before we can invest, before we can do any of those things, there must be a budget that is lived on. And let me point out, this budget is something that you'll be doing for the rest of your life. Even when you become financially stable or financially wealthy, millionaires still do budgets. Again, a budget is simply you being in control of your money, you being in the driver's seat, you telling your money where to go, again, instead of wondering where your money went. And it's so crucial because if you're going to build a house, there must be a foundation. Because if there's not a foundation, the first wind that blows will blow the house down. Well, a budget is the foundation. So it's important that before we start off in any area of financial, striving toward wealth, again, getting rid of debt or investing or buying a house, whatever, make sure there is a budget. A budget is crucial for that. So I invite you to, if you have not done so already, go down and click on that button, subscribe, where you can get content like you're getting now and even additional content in the future where we deal with things like getting out of debt, eliminating debt altogether. Things like saving, how to save, what to save for, how much to save. Things like investing, the right way to invest, how to save for a down payment on a home, how to save for college, how to pay off a home early, how to build wealth and give and be generous. And again, out of all that I'm mentioning, it still boils down to living on a budget, having and living on a budget. If you're going to win with money, the first thing you need to do is to create a zero-based budget. Again, where you're giving every one of your dollars a job, but a zero-based budget, again, is all the income minus the expenses equals zero. So again, press that button, subscribe button, and be a subscriber and join this community where you can learn financial principles to get you ahead. You'll also see a link in the show notes where you can get more information or even get more knowledge or receive more knowledge, I should say, on putting together a budget. There's a tool that you can use, a tool that you can embrace and invest in yourself to get on board and get on track having a budget. And let me say, if you're married, it's important that you both be on the same page when it comes to the budget. And when I say same page, that means having budget committee meetings. And this, again, before the month begins, you sitting down, one may be the nerd, one may be the free spirit, but both are needed in creating a budget and living on a budget. If you want to be successful, again, I repeat, if you want to be successful in your finances, the first thing to do is to make sure that you have a budget, that you're able to live on. And let me say this too, if I can also add this, this is just not a one and done deal, as I mentioned earlier, or a theory. This is a practical, everyday step to, or every week step, I should say, or every month step to make sure that you're focusing and going in the right direction with your finances. So once again, I'm Kylie McKinney, owner and founder of True Prosperity Financial Coaching. Click subscribe button and you'll get content. When new content comes in, you'll be notified immediately of when that is. And my job, my role is to empower you to win with money, to empower you to get ahead. In spite of the financial and economic world we're living in, you don't have to worry about what they're doing in the White House. Make sure you're taking care of your house. And that is getting your house in order financially so that you can live like no one else now, so that you can live and give like no one else later. So click that subscribe button. Again, look down in the show notes at the resources that are available to you to learn more about budgeting. And we will see you on our next video. Thank you for joining me on this very important topic of getting a grip on your finances and in the process starting the steps or beginning the steps to relieve yourself of financial stress.